Good morning, my magicals. Okay, welcome to the next energy update. It's an interesting one and a slightly controversial one, so just bear with me. Not quite like the light dark one. This is a kind of more personal journey one for everybody who is drawn to this. Okay. What I want to say is that first and foremost, thank the goddess that we are out of that really heavy energy that we were all in. It was really difficult to navigate that, I can't lie. I also want to just say, and I think the last energy update I did, I was a little bit overwhelmed by the response, and I had a lot of private messages around the very first energy update I did about the light and dark. And even now, I'm still getting messages from people who've watched it and have come through and said, thank you for making the video and that. I cannot express the gratitude I have. Thank you for acknowledging my vulnerability, and thank you for being kind and for just being generous with spirit around that, generous of spirit as well with that. So I just want you to know that I love you all so much for that. All of you who reached out via WhatsApp and email and messages and just everything. Even those that I've spoken to while I've been doing my readings with you on a one-to-one basis. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So this energy update, we can definitely feel that the energy is lighter. There's a softer energy around us. There's that feeling of something big's about to happen. Okay. I know I'm not the only one who feels like this. It's an exciting energy. It's that feeling of we don't know what's coming, but it feels fabulous, right? Very different energy from what we were dealing with a couple of months ago, weeks ago, and really grateful for that, because that was like really not good energy. That was like a bloody roller coaster on fire. It was a shit show on wheels. Okay, so we're working with lighter energy. However, we are still being called into a space where we need to evaluate where we are, what we want in our lives. That is still a continuous process that's going on, okay? Now, oh, dear God, I keep forgetting that when I've hit the table, the camera moves. Sorry, guys, for those of you who get seasick. What I want to say to you about this is, and what I'm specifically talking about now is that the current energy we are facing right now is very much looking at toxic relationships and what needs to go. Now, I maybe jumping the gun a bit here. Let me say this quickly. When I say we're looking, let me just say this. Let me say it this way rather. We are looking at relationships that are no longer serving us. Okay, those can be toxic ones. All right. Or they can just be ones that have run their course, okay, where they're no longer toxic, but they are no longer in a space where they bring any value to your life. Now, here's the thing. When we acknowledge that something, we feel like something is no longer bringing any value to our life, we need to also take accountability and responsibility and see what effort has been put in from our side, okay? So this is not a blame game. This is very much a responsible kind of way of looking at something and going, okay, well, I haven't shown up there, so I can't really complain that she maybe hasn't shown up in my life, okay? Or maybe that we haven't done what we normally would do, or, okay, so I need to take accountability and I need to then step up and go, okay, this is a situation. So I've been doing this kind of energy for the last couple of days. What I want to say to you is, in fact, I've been doing it for the last couple of weeks, right? I have made the choice to walk away from a 27-year friendship. We have literally been best friends for more than half my life, okay? And I truly believe that I have always shown up when this person has needed me. But in the last year and a half, they just have not been there at all. And it hasn't been a case of where we've needed time apart or we've needed to grow. So just so you understand that, because I have got a friend who actually literally came back into my life yesterday and I absolutely adore him. It's literally been almost 2 years exactly since him and I kind of disconnected. There was no animosity. We just kind of both mutually kind of stepped back. And it was because we kind of understood that we both needed to grow. And with our friendship, it had become really intense. And it was a friendship because obviously you guys all know that, I'm gay. It was just a friendship. But it became really intense. And we were actually prohibiting each other from growing healthily in different regard. Okay, we came back yesterday and it was like nothing had ever happened. We hadn't like not spoken for 2 years. Everything was exactly the same. It was fantastic. Okay, so I'm not talking about the kind of friendships where we take a break because we may need to just expand ourselves and then are able to come back. I'm talking about where there is a clear divide on who is bringing what to the table. Okay, so I need to be very clear about that so that you're not just going to go in and go suddenly wipe out this person and wipe out that person and go, but Mara said I needed to clear out. And I'm like, no, hold on, chicken, calm down to a running panic. That's not what I said. Okay, so please be very, very discerning when you're looking at the relationships. Okay, we are going to continue to be pushed to clear out these relationships until we have cleared out the entire lot that no longer serve us. Okay, this has actually called for me to step up as well and go, right, there are these people here that I haven't shown up for, and I'm in the process now of messaging them and talking to them and calling them and going, I'm sorry I haven't shown up. I haven't been a great friend. Okay, so please understand that I'm not saying that you don't have to take accountability where you haven't shown up. I'm just saying that where you feel like you really have and somebody hasn't, then you need to cut and let go. Okay, now what I want to say is as well, and this is an important one. When I choose to walk away from someone, I never make a big song and dance about it. I never let them know. I just don't. I just take a step back. I just disappear, and I am very. I'm very funny like this. Okay, so I'm a Cancer sun, but I'm an Aries moon. So Aries rules my emotions, right? So when you piss me off, you piss me off. Okay, and it gets fiery. So what I've learned to do to try and manage my Aries emotions is that I take a step back and I just let you be. And I wish you, and I genuinely mean this, I don't step away with animosity. I step away going, I wish you love and joy and light and everything that you could possibly want for your life and more. But I'm no longer going to be at your table. It's that simple. So the next time the person reaches out and needs something, I'm really sorry, but even if it's just to talk, like, I'm so sorry, but actually we've had no communication for like a year and a half. What's the point? I'm sorry, there's just no point. To me, it's a very clear-cut kind of energy. I don't carry guilt around it. I don't carry shame around it. I don't carry regret or anything like that. But I don't carry those energies because I'm very clear on my motivations for walking away. Okay, so I'm saying that to you so that you guys understand that. I'm also very honest about how I've shown up in relationships and how they have. Okay, like I said to you, I have calls to make. So it's not like I'm sitting here as this perfect person who's the perfect friend and there are people that I truly feel like I have not shown up for and I need to make right with that. And should they choose to walk away, I have to respect that because I haven't shown up. Okay, so please understand this. This is not a blame game. It's not about anything other than we are in a point now where there is something huge happening. And I need to say this because there will be a video that goes out. I'm going to try and record it tonight. I do need to say that I know I'm behind on videos. Look, here's the thing. I have been shifting so much this year. I cannot lie to you. In the last 2 to 3 weeks, I have been having visions of my end game, my legacy and my end game. And it's been mind-blowing. Okay, it's been absolutely mind-blowing for me to know that, not because I'm going to be some great celebrity, that's not what it's about, but to have been taken to places that I've been introduced to places that will be in my life and my future. I felt the land. I have seen the visions. I've been given the path. Okay, so I've had a huge amount thrown at me. With the same, on the other side of that now, I'm sitting there going, okay, that's great. Now I just have to relax into how this is all going to happen. I don't know how to make it happen. And then suddenly Spirit is just downloading one lot of inspiration after another. And I'm just on this treadmill trying to now keep up. And, as a fatty, that's hard on treadmills when it starts speeding up. Okay, it's very difficult for us to keep a solid pace with that. We're not always fit as fatties. Just saying. But it's been a really amazing and explosive and creative time. Okay, and I think it's all come to a head with me because I've been working so hard on myself for so long, and I've been trying to gain focus and clarity on where I need to be and what I need to focus on, and these things are now coming into play. So I am sorry that I haven't got things done as I have said. trying to keep my word is really important to me, to you guys. But by the same token, I have to honor my journey because I am still human and I need to be the best version of myself to present to you. Okay, so just understand that. All right. But that there is a huge new moon coming up on the 17th. It's a new moon in Cancer, and there is a cardinal cross or cardinal square, whatever you want to call it. And it is where the nodes change over. All right. If I'm not mistaken, South Node moves into Libra, but North Node is going into Aries, and North Node is your destiny node. It is your life path, it's your soul path, it is what you are meant to be doing. It is going into a fire sign, the leader of the entire zodiac, right? How to light a fire under your ass, get the North Node into Aries, basically, right? Which is why I believe I've been given all of these visions at this time about what's coming up for me in the future and where I need to be and what I need to do. Okay, I will be doing a reading on that, so you will get that. I'm going to say to you, for those who do book new moon and full moon readings, if ever you were going to book a new moon reading, this is going to be the one to book. Okay, so I'm going to try and do that tonight. I'm really struggling with the lighting here, so I want to do it at night. It's probably going to be a bit of a clearer reading for you guys. It'll probably either go out tonight or tomorrow night, okay, on the 17th in Cancer. It is a life-changing thing, and there are 3 points of it that are at 29 degrees. 29 degrees comes down to 2 and 9 is 11. We have 3 points of 11, 11, 11. 11 is a master number, mastery of self. It's a twin flame number for twin flames out there. Okay, so I'm not getting off track here, but what I'm trying to say to you is the reason I'm telling you about this new moon in Cancer is simply because what's going to happen is that we are going to be set on the trajectory for our destiny. If we are carrying baggage from our past that is no longer serving us, we are going to be stuck in a situation where we do not have the space to receive the people that need to come into our space in order for us to move forward on that path. I have always said to you guys, if your hands are filled with the past, they are not open to receive in the present. Okay, and what comes up in the present inevitably is a step closer to your future. Okay, so just be very clear on that. The only reason I've brought that up with that new moon in Cancer is simply because it is going to be a game changer. The North Node will be in Aries for the next 18 months. Okay, that is a whole year and a half of us being pushed towards our destiny. All right. Kelsey was saying to me, watch out for your dreams and things like that, and make sure that you are checking in on synchronicities and signs, okay? Because there will be a lot of that coming through in the next 18 months, leading us up until that point. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to say to you is that we need to let go of those which are not serving us. Okay. What I want to talk to you quickly, I don't want to make this a very long video. I always say that, and then it ends up being like bloody well War and Peace. Okay, so what I do want to say is, sorry, I'm just tapping in. My house is like a fridge. It's colder than a witch's tit in this place, man. Bloody hell. What I do want to say to you though is that let's talk about toxic people for a bit. Okay. Now, I am very honest about my relationship with my biological mother. I do love her and I respect her for many aspects. She's been an incredible mom in so many ways. Me being gay was just never an issue. I mean, I got to grow up around her gay friends, and it was normalized for me. And that's huge for a gay child. That's really huge to have that kind of energy normalized. Okay, so there was a fair amount she got right, but unfortunately, my mom does not have much emotional intelligence. It's unfortunate for her that her brother and father spoiled her rotten and also just never allowed her to learn her life lessons. So I always say, don't cross children's fire. Don't get involved in somebody else's life lessons, because you end up depriving them of experiences that they need to grow. Okay? And that has been my mother's whole life. Really. And as a result, she has become a truly toxic person. She always has been, but it has just gotten worse and worse over the last few years. And about 2.5 years ago, when my foster mom died, she did the unforgivable for me. She really did the unforgivable for me. And please understand that I am not saying this to destroy her name or to make her look bad. It's purely an indication of that she doesn't have the emotional tools to deal with life as it happens. And she did something that for me was truly, truly unforgivable. Okay. And at that point, it had been enough for me, and I chose to step away from it. And so I have not had any contact with my biological mother for 2.5 years. Okay. I'm so good with that. I don't have any guilt. I don't have any shame. I don't follow society's conditioning of, but she's your mother. I'm going to say this, and I need you to really think long and hard about this. I always tell my clients that some of the most toxic substances come packaged with the friendliest labels. Okay, seriously. The husband that abuses their wife, the wife that abuses the husband, the father that molests the child, okay, the father, the mother, the grandparent who creates a self-worth issue so great that it takes you 40 years to try and deal with it. Those labels are toxic. The husband that cheats, the wife that cheats, husband, wife, mother, father, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, cousin, grandparents, all of those are supposed to be safe labels. They're supposed to be, but they aren't always, right? And society conditions us to believe that because we are blood, that we are indebted to them, that we owe them forgiveness, that we owe them a million chances. You don't. You absolutely bloody don't. Okay? If those situations have gotten to a point where there is toxicity in the relationship and in your life, you step away from that vehicle. And I mean that. Okay? It has gotten to the point now where if we are not managing our energy and we are not taking care of ourselves the way that we need to, the things that need to fall into our space to create us into the beings that we are wanting to be and needing to be are not going to have any space in our lives. Very often, those toxic people in our lives, all right? Now, understand that I don't mean that toxicity is always making them a bad person. Please understand that. Disclaimer, okay? What I mean by that is that they are not good for us. Okay, they are toxic for us. It's time to move on from that space. Okay, different to the people who are not showing up in your life. Okay, that's slightly less hysterical than someone who's actually like toxic in some which way, shape, or form, whether it's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, whatever way it presents in the relationship, right? And it can be any relationship. But toxicity is something that we cannot allow to remain in our systems. It just can't. It's of no value to us. In fact, as you know, it's damaging. So why keep it there, right? So what I'm going to say to you is that really start looking at the toxic relationships in your life, the ones where there are repeating patterns of abuse in some which way, shape, or form, repeating patterns of abandonment, of betrayal, those kinds of things. And here's the thing. No, you don't owe them forgiveness, but you owe yourself that. So start by forgiving yourself for hanging around for so long, right? And after that, you forgive them. Not because it's for them, but because it brings you peace. Forgiveness always brings you peace. You know, there's that saying that Buddha said, drinking poison, being angry is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die, right? Well, kind of forgiveness is kind of the antidote for that, isn't it? When you forgive them, you completely release them from that situation and you release yourself, more importantly, from that situation. I genuinely have no ill feeling toward my mom. Nothing. I love her. I love her. I really do love her. And I hope that wherever she is and whatever she's doing, she's happy and that she's healthy and that she's making better choices in her life. But I cannot have that level of toxicity in my life anymore. I just can't. I'm not prepared to. I've worked too hard on myself. Okay. So those are the toxic people in your life, and understand that I don't care what society says. Society is doing really well at the moment. It's imploding. So let's not go with what society is saying, because at this point, society are following people who think that having value in their day is making 8 different types of ice cubes. Okay, there is something sorely missing from society as a whole at this point in time, when an influencer can be making money off of making different kinds of ice cubes. Okay, they could be using that power and that platform for great things. Okay, so please understand, society cannot be there to rule for you. It can't. Society doesn't live your life. They don't face your challenges. They also don't know what soul contracts you guys have in play and what karma you people are carrying from different into different relationships and with different relationships. Okay, so you work your path. Stop worrying about what society has to say about that. All right, it's got nothing to do with anybody but you and your life and your relationship with yourself, pretty much. Okay, so we're looking at those people that are not showing up and that are just, they're no longer serving for you, and then you've got the toxic people which you need to get rid of. And the reason that this is part of an energy update is because this is what we are facing right now. Every single one of us is needing to release the relationships. Bearing in mind, the Cancer new moon is about relationships. It's about love and relationships. And I'm not talking about marriages and partners and things like that, romantic partners. Understand that people come into our lives in different ways. When I've been at my absolute lowest, or when I've really needed help, 9.5 times out of 10, it's been my chosen blood, my chosen soul family, not my blood family, that stepped up to help me. Okay, so be discerning about how you are actually surrounding yourself, and with whom you are surrounding yourself. Okay, because it's becoming more and more vital that your soul tribe, that your soul family, and if your family are great with you and they show up, and fantastic, I'm really truly happy for you. Work with that, be grateful for that you have a loving, supportive family. Okay, but in this time now where we are all shifting and stepping into our purposes and all of that, we are needing the support of our loved ones more than ever. Okay, because this whole thing, this whole 5D reality that we're moving into is all about being connected, understanding that we are all joined. Energetically, we are all connected. We are simply all threads that are woven into the same rug. And when we understand that, things will start to change hugely in this world. And I've said this a few times in different videos. Okay, but you cannot want to still cozy up to the threads in this part of the rug that are no longer serving you. You need to move over into an emptier space so that you can be woven in with the threads that will make you stronger and that will make your color brighter, shine your light brighter. Okay, so please, guys, it is definitely this energy at the moment, not a word of a lie. It's definitely an easier energy and it's a lighter energy just generally. And I can tell you that I will be very surprised if some major things don't start shifting in our lives in the next couple of weeks. There is this absolute undercurrent of sheer excitement that something big is coming. I have no idea what it is, and it just feels like we're going to have a complete flip of everything at some point, and it doesn't feel like it's too far off. I really do feel like July this month is a turning point in everything. What I will do, I need to do the new moon reading first. I know I didn't do the July reading, but what I'll do is I'll do a mid-July reading just as a touch base to see where we're at and what the rest of the month is going to be like. Okay, so I'm not sure when those will go out. I'll get them out as quickly as I can. Please bear in mind that that's all in it. What I am going to do is I'm also going to record a video today while I've got my makeup on and I'm looking fabulous, as you were. No one's allowed to argue with that today. Okay, I'm just saying. is that I am going to do one on how to protect yourselves, your energy and your homes and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick video on that just now as well, and then we can take it from there. Okay, so guys, I hope that this has helped you. I'm sending you, as always, so much love and strength for those that need to make the decisions to walk away and to have the faith and the courage and the trust to understand that when we let go of what is no longer serving us, we are then able to bring in what does serve us. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love, and I will touch base with you really soon. Have a beautiful day, guys. Big loves.